Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. Jai Shriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagat Guru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvas. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally. And I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We continue on our topic, the Guru Principle, which is going to be compiled into a book shortly, and I think it is imperative that we discuss events of last week so that it can corroborate as an experiment here in the ashram itself the Guru Principle that was initiated at creation 155 trillion years ago. Talking about 155 trillion years, then you have to have an understanding of mathematics. Yes? So, I stated that creation, the Vedas were used as a handbook to create this universe. You remember earlier in these discourses? And I said one of the subjects in the Vedas was mathematics. Mathematics was not founded by the West. It was stolen by the West. Mathematics is eternal. Every time creation happens, it's only through the mathematical equations that creation can happen. So years ago when I was watching TV, there was a program called NCIS. How many of you remember? Is it still around? It's still around? Okay. And then one of the nights I was flipping through TikTok, and one of the husbands stated that his wife watches NCIS very ardently and he'll never take a chance. He listens to everything she says because he could be murdered and thrown away without any evidence. Okay? So, at that point in time, I don't know now, but there used to be an invisible screen in the atmosphere and various mathematical equations used to be running. You remember? An invisible screen and various mathematical equations should be running across the screen. Is it still happening now or they changed to something more modern? Okay. So similarly in this atmosphere, let me explain and break it down even more. Emita, when you was born with a name, or were you born with some mathematical numbers? How did the hospital record you? Date of birth? Time, date, month, year. So right at inception, your identity is with numbers. Then your mother brought you home and she thought of a name and did some rituals, and you are finally Hemita today. But in reality, you are your date of birth, your time of birth, your month and your year. Then to make that equation even more mathematical, you were born in a hospital with an address, yes? Then that hospital with the address is in a municipality with an address, is within a province with an address, within a country with an address, in a continent with a mathematical address. So everything about you is mathematical. So you are a equation. You are and you are existing right now as an equation. Then would that date, time, place of birth, you came with a spreadsheet of karmas. All the karmas are mathematical. How many million times you swore the F word in a previous lifetime, Amita? So F word times 10 million is in your balance sheet. How many times you said Narayan? Narayan times 20 million is in your balance sheet. You understand? Then that equation, which is you, the soul, have to equate with those equations, that is the karma. Yes? So as you grow and you become at an age, then your karma, which was on pause at around 11, 12, your karma kicks in. Then these equations start taking place. But there's also other equation, because when you were born, there was another mathematical equation in front of you, your sister. Then you have to equate to her as a sister. There's an equation there, there's a bond between you mathematically and your sister mathematically, where there'll always be products and solutions. Now you can see that mathematical screen in front of you. Then there's your mother, then her family, then your father, then the father's family, and the equation goes on and on. Can you see? That equation is called destiny. Your single destiny is mathematical, and every single destiny is mathematical, and a combination of destinies that you're going to relate to, there is going to be an equation. Sometimes for 1 year, sometimes for 10 years, sometimes for 30 years. Whoever you relate to in your life, either directly or indirectly or through social media, is part of your destiny. All those numbers are compressed in your mind. All those numbers are compressed in your mind. Possible? If I said this 50 years ago, very difficult to explain. Yes? But today, how many movies can you compress into one USB? You understand? How many gigs of movies? So your mind is holding gigs of information from eternality. You understand? You know it's possible. With all this technology that is present today, and I'm explaining to you the screen, you know it is possible. So as I am speaking, I am downloading this discourse mathematically from Vaikunt. I am downloading this discourse mathematically from Vaikunt. I am having an equation with each one of you seated here today. Am I not? I can use this equation through this discourse to change your destiny, can I not? But if Avir, leave Avir, is new, and I think he got whacked enough. Let me go back to Satish. Welcome back, Satish. If Satish has to come and sit here now, he will also have an equation with you. Yes? But can he cancel your destiny? Although he's seated on the same chair, using the same mic, speaking the same language, his mathematical equation is not configurated to cancel another person's destiny. It is only the Guru's mathematical equations that is configurated to cancel off other people's destinies. Do you understand? So if you know basic maths, equation means there's one set of values on this end, there's an equal sign in the center, and another set of values on the other side. Yes? If you have 2a on this side, and if you have 2a on that side, together with some other alphabets and numbers, the common 2a on this side and 2a on that side, what can you do with it, Cyril? Cancel this side, you cancel that side. But now, if you have 2a on only one side, and that 2a is your problem, it's your illness, whatever illness you have today, it's your 2a on one side, it cannot get cancelled off with your karma on the other side, then the Guru comes in. And the Guru takes his own 2a and put it on that side, and what happens to the 2a, which is your illness or your problem in life? What happens to it? Cancel this side, cancel that side, destiny changed. Can you see how this is possible? Can you see how this is possible? When the Guru removed that 2a from him, what happened to the Guru's mathematical health status? It went into minus. Guru took his health status, used it to equate and cancel what was troubling you, and the Guru went into minus. And if the Guru did it twice in 1 week, Guru did it twice in 1 week, then minus 4a now. You understand? So this is why the Guru principle is so important. And I informed everyone timeously that the Guru principle is intertwined with everything that exists in the universe. With everything that exists in this universe. It's intertwined with the planets. In fact, Jupiter is the spiritual master of the planetary system. The Guru principle is intertwined with the moon. So, what happens in your household, Satish, when there's a full moon? When you see there's rumblings and rantings and funny behavior from your consort, don't phone me. Just move the curtain and see what's happening outside. You'll get your answer. Because the pull of the moon has a pull on the mind, which has a pull on the brain, because the brain is made up of so many percent of water, and the body is made up of so many percent of water. So that force of the moon in its lunar cycle, it comes and it affects the female more, because they also have been devised as per the menstrual cycle as well. Alright? So Satish Bhai, you got your answer? And whilst on this topic, Ditya Ramanujadas had a throat slit for an operation. Yes? But that did not stop her from sending highly energized TikTok. When her mouth was shut, social media was buzzing. You understand? She found another outlet. And by next week it will be back to square one. So Satish Bhai, I told you got a small holiday. I hope you enjoyed all those moments of silence. You're not going to get it again.
With your grace will be extended.
Huh?
With your grace will be extended.
Okay. And then Ashmika goes to, she was harassing me here. And my court official that deals with harassment orders had a throat slit. So I just had to bear the harassment.
That's my job.
Alright? Then she lands in a hospital and I breathe a sigh of relief, only to find a WhatsApp from hospital, please have your meals. Okay, so that's my equation on my karma that I suffer as I run this ashram through. So I'm bringing into reality, for the purposes of our book, the Guru Principle, something that has transpired within the compilation of this book, to bring it into its absolute truth. So both my devotees, they had equations in terms of medical health. Jessica had the equation in terms of medical health, and Ashmika had equations in terms of medical health deficiency. Alright? So they came estate. I'll start with Ditya Ramanujadas, not because she's more senior, but her incident happened first, where she was to go for a second op, and she said that the medical, her blood testing is asking her to go for a second op, and she promised me she'll never ever harass, although she's the head of harassment orders, she'll never ever harass her family again if she does not go for the second op, and if the guru can somehow change the blood results. It's there on WhatsApp. Alright? So this is medical science. This is medical science. This is destiny. And as I said, even after you take initiation with the Guru, 90% of your karmas are extinguished. That 10% cannot be recalled. Those arrows that left the bow already has to land on its target. Those karmas cannot be recalled. You understand? And that 10% you have to go through in life. But when you, with the Guru, devotees even can ask for assistance to change that 10%, like Jessica did. So the blood result that was positive, within a few hours became negative. And they did not do the second op. And Jessica promised no more verbal harassment to her entire family. I hope the children are listening. Alright? Then Ashmika, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, she went for bloods, and she and Avir Bhai phoned me, Avir Bhai crying louder than her. That there is a big problem with his wife's kidneys. Okay? And she cried, and he cried, and she cried. I think Cyril cried here and there. They bribed me with roses. So I said, okay, go for a second opinion. And I sent them to my doctor. But in the meantime, I was teaching Ashmika to have faith. I was teaching Ashmika to have faith in the Guru, not in the doctor's results. Have faith in the Guru, and I told her, nothing is wrong with your kidneys. Did I tell you that, Ashmika? How many times?
Many times.
Okay, so that got her to stop crying. Then she went to my doctor 2 weeks later, and the results were the same. It confirmed the first results. But now she's not crying, but she's sad, putting up a brave front, but not crying. Avir Bhai is also following his wife, not crying, brave front. Then she got a date, which was also this week, Tuesday? Wednesday. So she landed in hospital, and then she sends me a message that somehow, that just before her kidney op, that blood results is negative. So twice positive in a month in hospital, and then the results somehow went from positive twice, now negative. So I would also like Vishwadhar to harass these two devotees until he gets their blood results, and he must file it. Because just now, after I whacked Jessica and Ashmika, they'll say, no, this incident didn't happen. They'll go join Mr. Mudley and say, this is a fake guru. Then I want to have evidence. Satisfy what you think. Yeah. So for the purposes of this book, just keep the evidence. Ashmika and Jessica, please send Vishwadhar. I'm giving him license to harass two of you until he get both the negative and the positive. Let him keep it there, so when we compiling this book, he can even supply the evidence so that the reader, I don't know, 10, 20 years, 30 years time, whoever is reading this can be inspired and follow the Guru principle. So when I gave off energies to my two disciples, I got critically ill, but I did not go to doctors. I had you all know in the Vedas there are two surgeons. They call the Ashwini twins. I have my Ashwini twins in one. He eats twice the amount, but he is in one body. Vasudeva. Alright, so whenever I get sick, he's the first spiritual medical disciple of mine. He's seen me through how many sicknesses? Too many. So he starts his massage process, and then he runs to the pharmacy. He gets a whole chest of medication, and I take this medication. So I asked Vishwadhar to put a message on the group so that devotees must know that I am ill, and pray from wherever they are, and those that live close by that could come, I ask them to come. This is a guru-disciple relationship. As the guru has power to fix you, you also have power to fix your guru. You understand? And I wanted this to be actuated. I wanted it to be scientifically proved. And on Wednesday, was it Wednesday? No, Thursday. Tuesday, there were some devotees that came to the ashram, and before they left, there was about an 80% improvement from how they found me when they arrived. So again, for the purposes of the book and the Guru principle, it was the faith that the devotees had in their Guru, and they were able to use that faith and make their Guru fit again. All right? So, again, I have scientifically proven the Guru principle. It exists in every form, it exists in every atom, it exists everywhere. It exists everywhere. As soon as you open your eyes and whatever you see, it is interspersed with the Guru principle. So again, I need to give you a clear understanding of how this is possible. So at creation, or the president of this universe is who? Lord Sriman Narayan. He is the president of this universe. Then, as every presidency, you have to have a working committee. Yes? Round the world, all major infrastructures, you have to have a working committee. So the Supreme Lord transforms himself from the president to the working committee, where he, together with an individual soul called Brahma, with an individual soul called Shiva, and he takes the place as Vishnu for maintenance. So, for creation, maintenance and destruction, he formulates the working committee. Can you see the practicality of that? You have a universe, you have a president of the universe, then you have to have a working committee of the universe, and below the working committee of the universe is Lord Indra. Lord Indra is the head of 330 million cosmic administrators. Lord Indra is the head of 330 million cosmic administrators. You all seen the category now in the universe. President, Lord Sriman Narayan. Working committee, purposes of creation, Lord Brahma. Is creation over? So Lord Brahma is in rest. What's happening at the moment? Maintenance. Are we currently in maintenance? So currently Lord Vishnu is in charge. Then when this universe has to be annihilated, Lord Shiva will come into action, and so at the moment we are in maintenance. And who's in charge of maintenance? Lord Vishnu. Who should we be connecting ourselves with? Lord Vishnu, because he is the maintainer. He is head of maintenance. Are you understanding? Then all of these entities, you would have noticed that Lord Narayan incarnates variously, does he not? So when Lord Narayan incarnated as Lord Ram and he came into this universe, how did he function? His first expedition that he took out of his father's palace with his brother, Lord Ram, his first expedition he took, under whose instructions he took that? Under Guru. So Lord Vishnu, who is the head of maintenance of this universe, when he entered this universe, the very first thing he did was take instructions from his Guru. Can you see? Then that same Lord Vishnu, who is head of maintenance, when he took his birth as Lord Krishna, who did he take instructions from? Who was his guru? Sandipan Muni. Lord Krishna's guru was Sandipan Muni. And what was the guru dakshina that Sandipan Muni asked Lord Krishna? One of Sandipan Muni's sons had left his mortal coil. Did Sandipan Muni know that Lord Sri Krishna was the Supreme Lord? You saying? Yes. Why would you say yes? Because he asked Lord Sri Krishna as Guru Dakshina to bring his son back to life. Only who can accomplish that feat? The Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord. So Lord Sri Krishna's guru was Sandipan Muni, and Sandipan Muni asked Lord Sri Krishna as his Guru Dakshina to bring his son back to life. So this confirms the Guru principle and the God principle, because only God can bring a dead person back to. Are you understanding? So this is absolute science, scientific, and the Guru principle, once again I'm affirming through Vedic injunctions, is absolute. Lord Ram's guru was Vasistha Muni. Lord Ram's guru was Vasistha Muni, who instructed him to go and assist Vishwamitra to perform an havan at Siddha Ashram. At Siddha Ashram, and we believe that Siddha Ashram is currently Shri Siddhata Ashram. That Siddha Ashram 2 million years ago is now Shri Siddhata Ashram in Faridabad, India, my Guru's ashram. You understanding? So to do a havan, a great sage like Vishwamitra, one of the greatest sages of all times, if he couldn't perform a havan, without the Supreme Lord guarding that havan from demons, Ashmika, how do you get your Purohits and Pandits to perform havans for you timeously without Lord Ram and his brother? Who was his brother? Lakshman. Lord Ram and Lord Lakshman had to accompany Vishwamitra to his ashram, Siddha Ashram, deep in the forest, and guard that havan that he was performing so that it is not distracted by the demonic forces that were destroying the havan before the birth of Lord Ram and Lord Lakshman. So next time you're doing a big katha and chanda, you're sitting there by the Havan Kund, and you already drank water 3 times, Satish Bhai. You know how nice that water tastes. Somehow it's a powerful water. Make sure Lord Ram and Lakshman is there. You understand? Or don't get absorbed in the rituals. Lord Shri Krishna states in the Bhagavad Gita, don't get absorbed in the rituals. The rituals are bona fide only if you use it as a stepping stone to spirituality. If you get stuck in the performance of rituals, it means you are failing at that point in time. You are failing in that point in time. So if you went to standard 5, and you failed a paper every year, you know we should go to school in shorts up to primary school and then wear pants from high school, because you can see the hairs growing on the legs. But sometimes when we were in standard 3, we should see these boys with beards, moustache and hairs on their heads, because they were failing standard 5 continuously, couldn't make it to the next standard and wear pants and be with people where everyone had moustache and beard. You understand? So similarly, if you are stuck in rituals, it means you failed in standard primary education. You failed. Those rituals are there, they are bona fide, but you need to use it to educate yourself up to a certain point. You have to go beyond the ritual. That is why there is a verse, men with small minds worship the Devis and Devtas. Yes, you have to worship them for a certain point of time until you realize that the Devis and Devtas are only there to sustain you materially. You need to also be sustained spiritually. So up to the point in time you practice your worship on the Devis and Devtas, and subsequently you continue past the rituals into spirituality. You understand? So I wanted to also fix this confusion. Rituals are bona fide if it is used for a certain period of your life. All right? So some of us are using ritual in this whole 155 trillion years. Can you see how many times we failed in standard? How big you think the hairs on our legs are going? All of you understand? You understanding? So even when you get stuck in the rituals, on the other side there's mathematical equations. What happens to your equations? There can be no products. For every equation, whatever mathematical equation exists, we get a product from it, don't we? That equation plus that equation give you that equation. Like you go to work, your boss is a mathematical equation. But just to go there to work, you first have to jump in your car. That's a mathematical equation. Garage, mathematics. Are you understanding how many equations it takes place for you to get a product in life? Life is a bundle of mathematical equations. Yes or no? If you had to have that screen that the NCIS has, you can be transmuted from this mechanical body onto a mathematical screen. Just inside your body, when you take that one breath in, how many equations are taking place? At what rate is your heart beating? What is your pulse? What is your pressure? At what rate you breathing in? What rate you breathing out? You breathing in oxygen, yes? What you breathing out? What you breathing out? There's an equation that takes place for oxygen to be converted into carbon dioxide, yes? All the food you eat, wasn't you especially. Your equation in the eating dimension is x2x. When your food is being broken down in your stomach, what is happening? What breaks down your food in your stomach? What acid? What acid? Hydrochloric acid? If you take hydrochloric acid and put it on this metal lid here, what will happen to this lid? It will dissolve. And this is hardened steel. But how does your stomach not dissolve? And there's hydrochloric acid dripping all the time. Sita, you put your hand up. Okay, I thought all of a sudden you had the answers to these higher grade questions. Are you understanding? Every particle of food that is dissolved and transferred from your stomach to whichever cell, is there not a mathematical equation taking place? That food went as a whole, so many joules. I don't know how many joules you'll eat. Say 10 joules. And when that 10 joules was broken up, 0,0000001 joule went to your brain cell. Was there not a mathematical equation in the breakup itself and then the transference to your brain cell? Did your brain cell not accept? It had a equation and then it accepted on that equation 0,00001 joule of energy. Yes or no? Are you understanding why I'm saying you're a bundle of mathematical equations? Are you understanding? Illness is the cell that stops vibrating positively. Illness in your body is the cell that stops vibrating positively. That's what you call illness. Yes? Illness as well is a mathematical equation. Only Guru, in that cell where you have that illness, there's an equation, there's a deficit, there's a deficit in that cell which only the Guru can give, take from himself and place into that deficit. Take from himself and place in that deficit to neutralize your negativity or your negative vibration of that cell. Are you now understanding the Guru principle? There's no magic. This is why I tell you, when you come to this ashram, don't think I'm going to touch your head. You're going to go home, Praveen Bhai, and everything is fine. There's a mathematical equation, there's a mandate, there's a discipline, there's a way to earn. There's a way to earn. That way to earn is called faith. That way to earn is called faith. For me to transfer to Jessica and to change that blood report, that channel was faith. She already wrote in previous WhatsApp messages, she know her guru will fix her up. That was faith. So I removed the negativity from her cell and I absorbed that negativity together with Ashmika. So I said I want to invite, many years ago, scientists. I want to work with scientists so that they are not mystified. They are not mystified. We can work together to get a solution for the world. A solution for the world, but they have to respect the Guru principle before we start working together. They have to respect the Guru principle before we start working together. All of you understand? See how scientific, commonsensical, and logical way of life the Supreme Lord has provided. Can you see? He's provided the easiest route in life. So one may be thinking, why is all this necessary if you are the soul? Yes? So we have this material universe. Is it here? Are we living in it? Are animals living in it? Aquatics living in it? Birds and insects? Plants and trees. But from all these 8.4 million species, which species has capacity to know? The human. If the Lord has created the moon, would He want you to know about the moon or not know about the moon? He wants you to know about it. Sita is right. She's in full moon, even when there's no. You understand? Because she wants to know about the moon, she rather be in the moon all the time. She don't have to worry about the lunar cycles. And whilst we're talking about lunar cycles, can you see where the word lunar tick was derived from? Are you understanding where the word lunar tick was derived from? Alright? You understanding so far? Yes. We must explore our environment. What happens when you explore your environment? What happens to you? How relieved you feel? If you come to know there's oxygen on the moon, you should feel relieved. Yes? Because one day when you go to the moon, Sita, at least you will be able to breathe peacefully. You understand? This knowledge of water in the moon would not relieve all of humanity in the same manner. But if the scientific world understands the moon humankind can benefit indirectly. Are you understanding? So now they are studying the sun. There'll be huge benefits to mankind if the operations of the sun is understood. Won't there be? So you will be relieved either directly or indirectly with external knowledge. All of you understand? So this body, this outer casing of this body is here to explore the universe positively. This outer casing of this body is here to explore the universe outwardly, and whilst that is happening, simultaneously to walk within your own 5 sheets. Your own 5 sheets, and reach your core, which is the soul. Reach your core, which is the soul. Then you can say, I made full use of this vehicle. You can call your vehicle Chandrayaan 100, Chandrayaan 101, Chandrayaan 102. You can say, I used this vehicle, or Aditya L1, I don't know. Alright, but you can say you used this vehicle positively. But if you just get up every day, have your breakfast, have your lunch, have your supper, and go to sleep, and then you die, then it means there was no difference between you and the donkey. No difference between you and the donkey, because donkey got up in the morning, donkey had breakfast, donkey met another donkey, made a few donkeys, then donkey protected the female donkey and the few donkeys he made, and then donkey died because donkey didn't know what the moon was. All donkey knew, you put a burden on my back, you feed me at point A, you take me at point B, you unburden me whilst I'm eating. Whilst I'm eating, then you load me up there at point B and bring me to point A again, right? But as the donkey is going up and down from point A to point B, that same food that its owner is feeding it to carry a burden is growing all over, right? All that donkey has to do is break its shackle of its ownership's attachment and eat for free without carrying a burden. Yes? But the donkey has no intelligence to come through that decision. You have intelligence. You humans, we humans, do we have intelligence to break away from that shackled mentality and eat grass without or eat food without a burden? You understand? So any human who does not use his human body to explore, to find out about the Creator, to be involved in seva projects, to go and vote 2024, then you sit at home and blame God that the ANC stole all the money. Like Lord Narayan will come to 2024 elections. You have to be an active citizenry wherever you live in the world. And if you live in South Africa, the Vedas say country first. Vedas say Country first. And if you'll notice, last week, Amita filmed. We went to a community hall. There were two anthems. Which anthem I put my palm on my heart for? Which anthem? There was India's anthem and South Africa's anthem. Which anthem I put my hand here? Only for South Africa's anthem. My ancestors are from India. I am a born and bred South African. So for the South African anthem, I had my palm on my heart because my country comes first. The Vedas say, country first. Be loyal to your country. Be loyal to your country. You understand? So these are small things you learn along as we move along. Don't sit and complain that the government is not right. This is a democracy. You have the power just with the pen to have this government taken out. You understand? That's why God gave you this body. Be an activist. Become in charge around where you live. Join groups. Do something. Don't be a donkey. Otherwise you're going to die a donkey in a human body. You're going to die a donkey in a human body. And you know, and I know, of millions of our donkeys that have died as human beings. Yes? I'm serious. Yes? Yes. So we need to activate our consciousness. God consciousness is human consciousness. As long as you don't do for others, God will never do for you. It's just your karma that you are getting what you're getting. It doesn't mean to say God likes you. It doesn't mean to say God likes you. It doesn't mean to say Guruji likes you. It's just in your karma. Sometimes you'll go down, it's in your karma. Sometimes you'll go up, it's in your karma. But when you start serving humanity, God starts serving you through the Guru principle. There's only one mode for God to serve you. The Supreme Lord can only serve you through the Guru principle and no other system. You understand? So I keep repeating this every satsang. I'm taking a chisel and a hammer and I'm cracking the head open so that you can receive this information. And I'm doing it satsang after satsang after satsang because this is the only way you're going to get it. And there's nobody more qualified in this understanding of Guru principle than myself. And I'm saying this with absolute confidence because I was an atheist for over 30 or 40 years of my life. For me to tell you this continuously, it means this is how I received my guruship. You understand? So it's not, I'm not reading from some book. I'm giving you from direct experience. I'm telling you. I had no emotions for God. I wasn't a divine person singing bhajans here, going for this prayer, going for that prayer. I had my own. I had my own ashrams. Most of my life, my ashram was here at Aquarius and Asoka Hotel. And my car boot. And my car boot. You all heard of car boot ashrams? Those ashrams operated anywhere, funerals. The status of the car boot was the same. Anywhere you went, all right? And I had quite a few followers. I'm not making disciples from now, Praveen. I've got a lot of experience in making disciples. So please take me absolutely serious. I got nothing to gain by giving you the Guru principle in my personal capacity. But when you accept this principle, you're changing the lives of your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, and your great-great-great-grandchildren. You are saving and changing lives. So let's wrap up. I said we are a bundle of, the other week I said we are a chemical factory. The human body is a chemical factory. So for one chemical to interact with the other chemical, there have to be a mathematical equation. Yes? You understand? So now I'm bringing in mathematics. So this is why the only scripture in the world, the Rig Veda, has given all branches of mathematics. All branches of mathematics is found in the Rig Veda, even calculus. And if you research, you'll find that the West always compliments India for 0. Okay? We don't want that compliment. We, Sanatan Dharma has given to the world every concept of mathematics. Every concept of mathematics. Can you plot a graph in between Earth, Moon and Sun without trigonometry, without calculus, without geometry, without arithmetic, without subtraction, multiplication, division and addition? Can you do that? So all this came together, and in the Rig Veda we have every aspect of mathematics, every aspect of physical science. Every aspect of physical science. And right at the end, for you to understand that even karma is mathematics. And if you take one of Newton's laws, in fact, Newton never had any laws. When he was born, these laws were already given through the Vedas. It was found here in this universe. He never come with these laws from outside somewhere. There's no Western mathematician that came with any laws from outside and gave it to us inside here. If you entered this universe, the Vedas was already there with all the information. You understand? So Newton's law, if you take a ball and you throw it from here, if I throw a ball to the speaker on that wall, what will happen to the ball? It will bounce? No, it will never bounce and come back to me. It will go to Cyril. I throw it here, the angle of incidence will be equal to the angle of deflection. Come on, Amita, we did the board physics in school. Angle of incidence will equal to the angle of deflection. Yes? Similarly, karma. Angle of incidence will always equal the angles of deflection. Whatever you do, you'll be paid in exact equal proportion. So the laws of Newton is gross material law. The law of karma is subtle material law, which you cannot see. But whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you think, will come back at the same quantity to you. Whatever you do, whatever you say, whatever you think will come back same quantity to you. You heard me saying good or bad? So whatever good you do, same quantity. Whatever good you think, return with the same quantity. And this is why the Guru always teach you righteousness. So if you are stuck in righteousness, what your mind is going to send you, where your mind is going to send you, what thoughts you will always have, and how would you survive that day? And if you are in a mode of righteousness all the time, where there's stress, where there's pain, you understand, if you think righteously 24 hours a day, this is why the Guru is teaching you, soon as you get up in the morning, think of your Guru without even brushing your teeth. Be like Kerry. She's the first WhatsApp I get personally. 4:30 in the morning, 4:45, all right? Just think of your Guru early in the morning. Your whole day will be hundreds. That is my message to you. Try it. My message to you, try it. Don't think of the Guru with a grocery list. Just think of the Guru. That is all. Don't get up in the morning, think of the Guru. Hey Guru, how's it? I'm going for a loan today. You talk to the bank manager before I reach there. Let the loan be granted. No stories. Only think of the Guru. Narayan Guruji, how are you this morning? And stop. And stop. You won't even need to go for the loan. You understand? Jai Shriman Narayan.